a few things. First and foremost, build more affordable houses. So we've got a good track record in the 16 years we've been in government, built over 128,000 houses, many of those, in fact the vast overwhelming majority, affordable houses. And we've got, of course, plans to build more up until 2032. So we'll build more affordable houses, and of course a significant portion will be for remote, rural and island community. On top of that, we're of course giving additional funding to buy back empty properties so we can bring them into the social rented sector. And thirdly, giving local authorities more power where necessary to be able to, if necessary, for example, charge more in relation to council tax for second homes. So again, they're either getting revenue that they can put back into building affordable houses, or frankly disincentivise those second homes so that they can keep them for the local population. If there's more good ideas that come from local authorities, from our councillors, my door's very open. We'll be engaging with them regularly on this issue, because depopulation in our remote, rural and island communities is a huge threat to those communities, and that's why we're very, very keen to make sure we stop, halt and reverse that depopulation where we can.
Thank you very much. So you haven't got anything else in the pipeline you're about to announce, anything else you'd like to try?
Well, I would love to give an Open Times the exclusive on my programme for government, but I have to of course update Parliament on that in September. But that's exactly one of the reasons why I'm travelling around the country and trying to get, particularly out of the central belt of Scotland, as important as that central belt is, the parliamentary recess allows me to get to some of the more further reaches of our remote, rural and island communities, to hear directly from those communities. And you're absolutely right, Sandy, one of the issues that's raised regularly is that depopulation, is the young people and the opportunities, the housing in those remote, rural and island communities. I'm very keen to make sure we address that.
Thank you. We're all aware there are very big problems on your desk. Your government has not shied away from bold plans. HPMAs, the bottle return scheme. What should we be bracing ourselves for next?
I think it's the government's job to be bold and ambitious, because the challenges we face, some of them are frankly existential. The climate emergency is an existential threat, and therefore it's not simply good enough to take action at the fringes. What we've got to do is be bold in the action that we're taking. So again, without giving away what I'll be saying in the programme for government, you can expect absolutely a bold and radical programme from this government. I'll be up front. Some of that will be challenging in relation to, we've got to take people on the journey with us. We know that, particularly when it comes to tackling the climate emergency. But I'll never shy away from being bold and ambitious, because some of the challenges this country faces are systemic, are entrenched, but the flip side of that, some of the opportunities are huge. Just take the fact that I've been at Cruachan, for example, in the power station just here that we're talking. A huge opportunity for us to unleash in Scotland for our economic potential, but also, as I say, to help tackle some of the biggest challenges the globe faces. I think the way you square it is that, of course, it is in our fishing industry's interest to have and to protect our marine environment, because of course what we're talking about is making fishing sustainable. And in fact, the biggest advocates for making our oceans and our seas sustainable are those that use it. It's the fishing industry. They're very much bought into, of course, ensuring that our marine environment is protected, is enhanced. And we've got to do that in a way that takes those communities with us. And that's why, of course, towards the end of the parliamentary session in June, Mary McCallum, the Minister, of course, stood up in Parliament, gave an update on our proposals around HPMAs, and said very clearly she'll be travelling around the country, as she has been doing, particularly to our coastal and island communities throughout the course of the summer, and say, let's work on this together, because we all have a shared interest in protecting our marine environment.